Okay, great. So, Mr. Trump, it's very nice to meet you, finally.
Nice to see you.
I listened to your speech.
Oh, you were there?
Yes.
I thought so. Good.
Yep, I was there. And I know you said you were going to run before. You always kind of tossed that around a little bit. But this time, a political reporter noted that you actually set up this team, and you've gone that further step.
I've never done this before.
That's exactly.
I've never been doing anything like this. So, no, I have a great team here, Iowa and South Carolina.
Great. So is that?
Well, it's a big step, and people I think are going to be extremely surprised. I'm doing very well. When they put me in a poll, I do very well in the poll, and everyone says, "Wow," because he hasn't really done anything in terms of working toward it. But people know my message. They know that China is not going to rip us off. I don't have to go through the whole thing because you heard it at the speech. But we will become a rich nation, and we will save Social Security. And I'm not going to cut Social Security, and I'm not going to cut Medicare, Medicaid.
Right.
I'm not going to do what everyone else is going to do. I'm going to make the country rich again, and we're going to leave those things because the people deserve them.
Now, I have a question for you. One of the things that you said in your speech was that you want to bring jobs back here.
Right.
But we know that one of the reasons jobs left here is because it's so much more expensive to do business here.
Right.
How would you change that?
Well, you're going to change it very simply. You're going to bring the jobs back, and once you get the jobs back, when you have vast numbers of jobs and vast factories and vast everything else, and when you get China to stop manipulating their currency and forcing us into very bad decisions and very bad positions, the jobs will come back and we'll be able to do things at reasonable cost.
Right. And how long do you think that I mean, most people would agree that we need to do something now. We've had decades of bad behavior
they've been pouring out of the country. Jobs have been pouring out. It can happen very, very quickly. Believe me, if it happens, I'll negotiate the individual deals myself. And I also know the best negotiators in the world. I know the great ones. I know the ones that are overrated. I know the bad ones. But I will have the greatest negotiators in the world on our side, and we will get those jobs back fast.
Now, I have a question. You come off as a populist. Like, you really speak to what people are thinking. Right. You're the only one who's come up with the idea of bringing jobs back here. No one ever said that.
I hope that... So there's not one candidate that talks about China, Japan. They don't know because they have no clue. Because they're politicians. All they do is talk. They don't know what they're talking about. And watch, when my message catches on, they'll all be talking about China. But here's the problem. If they got in, they wouldn't know how to deal with China. Right. They wouldn't have a clue. Because they don't understand the art of the deal. And it is an art. And they don't understand it. So it wouldn't matter. But you notice not one person, they talk about we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But they're not bringing any more money back into the country. They're not bringing jobs back into the country. So how are they going to change things? All they want to do is cut Social Security and cut the entitlements.
Right.
They're not bringing anything in, whereas I'm bringing things in.
Right.
You understand what you get it.
Oh, yeah. No, I absolutely get it.
They don't talk about how to bring it in. All they talk about is cutting, we're going to cut here. Well, eventually we're not going to have anything to cut. And that's the problem.
Right.
But they'll probably pick up my message in a couple of months, and then they'll claim it's their message, but they won't be able to do anything with it.
But, it's interesting that you talk about the art of the deal, because every single thing, it seems, is a deal.
It's all deals.
Within the legislature,
Smart.
Within with other countries, with everything seems to be a deal, and they all screw it up.
It's all a deal. It's one big, fat, juicy deal, and thousands of little deals, and we lose every single one of them. I started off before by saying, when was the last time we made a good deal? When was the last time we had a victory? We don't have victories. And that message has really caught on. You saw I got a standing ovation, and I always do. The press never reports that, but that's okay. But they never report it. But I get standing ovations everywhere. And a lot of it's common sense, actually. A couple of people said, it's just common sense. I said, that's right.
Yeah, that's what's missing in politics in general.
Well, they're just looking to get elected and get a job. They already have a job, so I don't. I can say what I want to say.
Right, that's true. One more question, and this goes to your business as a developer. We have this big company that they're trying to develop an old resort up in North Country, way up, and they got all this private investment, but they didn't get $28 million, and they now want the taxpayers to be on the hook for it and put up a bond. What do you think about
Well,
something
it's a
like
very
that?
dangerous precedent, because then when you do that, then you have to do it for others, and then all of a sudden there'll be 50 other groups of people saying, well, you gave them money. So it's a very dangerous precedent.
Yeah, no, I just, because we're kind of fighting this, and
Right.
I'm going to ask Donald Trump, because
Well,
you do this for a living.
It's dangerous, and it creates a precedent that is a very dangerous one, because when the fourth one down the road doesn't get it, he's going to say, why did I get it?
Right,
It's
right,
very
exactly.
tough. It's a very tough situation.
So now, you're here in New Hampshire. What's your next steps after sort of this First in the Nation summit, and you're setting up, the different groups in different places?
Well, we're going to see where we go. We're going to see how we're doing. At some point in the not too distant future, I'm going to be making a decision which is going to surprise many, many people. And you watch what happens. You see the message. Nobody else gives that message.
No, and
I watch them.
I
It's
saw
all
the
talk.
reaction of the people.
Yeah. And those
the
are not people that are easy. Those are successful people.
Yeah.
Nobody else gives that message. I mean, I watch them. I say, what are they talking about?
Right.
What are they talking about? It's just words. And that's a politician. Words.
Yeah. No. Exactly. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Kim. That was
Thank
great.
you. It was very
I'm so
great
glad
meeting
you were
you.
at the other meeting. That was great. That was great.